One of my biggest challenge that I've ever had was when I lost my older sister.
Life can become very uncertain. How do you cope with the uncertainties of life? Welcome to It Is Still Possible. It Is Still Possible is a talk show that explores the incredible stories of resilience, hope, and triumph in the face of adversity. In today's episode, we are talking about from struggle to strength. These series are about sharing the stories of individuals who have transformed, their struggles into sources of strength and motivation. This is episode 3, and on this episode, we are talking with an amazing woman that I respect so much. She has been a source of encouragement and an inspiration to me. Welcome, Abigail.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And I'm very much glad to be on this show today. And I hope that this episode today will bring joy and understanding to someone who's out there that need this kind of video. It will reach them at the right point in time. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
That's very good, and I'm truly honored to have you here. With myself, I know a little bit about you, but for the sake of our audience, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, for those who do not know me, my name is Abigail Horace. I'm a mom of 4. I love my kids. They are my inspiration. Those children bring so much joy. There is something about me that people might be shocked about, but I'm recently divorced, which is nothing that I'm proud of. But like you said, you go through a lot of struggles and stuff, and there are some times that you come to a place where you probably have no other option but to go for that in order to save yourself or to put yourself on the right track. So I like to say thank you again for this opportunity.
It's challenging.
It is.
It's challenging, but I truly appreciate like your openness and your honesty. And you mentioned you are a mom, of 4 kids, I believe. And I would like to know more. Like, what does your morning routine look like?
You know, people ask me this question all the time. I've got 4 children, and I also have twins within those 4 children, right? And people think that sometimes it's really, really difficult. It depends on how you consider it, because whenever something's bring joy to you, you don't look at it as difficult anymore.
As a burden,
it's never a burden for you. It is not a difficult thing. You just take it one step at a time and just and manage yourself in the best way possible, so that you don't get burned out. So having a kids, preparing them for school in the morning, providing for them, it is not a burden. It is something that I love to do. So I actually put myself into it and make life easier.
So what you're saying is that it depends on how you see it. If you see it as a burden, then it becomes a burden. But you see it as something that you love doing, that it is a blessing, that it becomes truly a source of joy and a blessing. We are still in the place of getting to know you better. And I would like to know, what is something that you wish that you have known earlier in life?
Well, earlier in life, I would say, I wish I understood the Bible more than I do now, because I think that would have been a stepping stone for me.
For you,
it would have been a great foundation to step on. I wish I really did understand
really knew
at the time.
That's very interesting, because that's it's a source of life, guidance, and everything that the choices that we make, the decisions that you make, and it's good to know. That's why I say we are still in the process of getting to know you. And now, how do you cope with uncertainties of life? Life can be very uncertain, and people, and it is believed that one thing that is constant is change. In one moment things can change, and you can have this beautiful plan, but things can change, and life can become very uncertain. How do you cope with the uncertainties of life?
Well, this is a very great question, right? I love this question. This is something that basically we all struggle with. Like, most people struggle with uncertainty of life, but it can be very difficult, like I said previously. But there is something that can make it easier. And I'm going to tell you this, right?
Mm.
If you have a deeper relationship with God
Mm. Mm.
and understand God promises for you,
For you.
you knowing your purpose on this earth,
Mm.
those things will come
Mm.
and they shall pass.
Yeah.
I think in the book of Psalm, I think 34, it talks about how God is going to be closer
Mm.
to the heartbroken,
The brokenhearted.
the
Yeah.
brokenhearted,
Yeah.
and He's also going to save those that are crushed.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are going through those difficult times,
Mm.
but you understand God's promise for you,
Mm-hmm.
it hurts, but you know that it's
Mm.
going to be over.
It's gonna be over.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Mm.
If you do not have that relationship with God,
Mm.
if you
Mm.
do not understand His promises for you,
Mm.
when those things come your way, the hurt
Mm.
is different
From
from the hurt that you receive when you are
in the
in the
relationship with God.
relationship with God, because that hurt can definitely crush you.
Mm.
If possible, it may lead you to doing things
Should not
that
be doing.
you shouldn't be doing, and it will also take you out of your own character. It will
Mm.
make you to create a character that is not you,
Mm.
something new that you're going to create
Yeah.
that is not you. So I feel that the best way to cope with any situation, any hardship,
Mm.
is to try and have a deeper relationship with God.
Mm.
If you do not know how to do that, find a community, find a person that is also in the things of God.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get carried away. We have friends
Mm.
who can help us physically,
Mm-hmm.
but not with the spiritual aspect
Aspect of things. Yeah.
of things. So that is being left out. So we have people just doing everything, and then
Mm.
we focus on getting those things done. And
Mm.
we sometimes we want to appear that we are not hurt and all of those things, but then we go inside and cry ourselves to death
Mm.
into so many things
Yeah.
that it is not called for.
Yeah.
So I'll say having a deeper relationship with God has definitely helped me to
To
pull
cope with.
through.
That's a very deep, for me personally, a deep revelation, because most of the time people that we see around us, or people that we speak to, you know, every one of us, no one is immune to facing challenges. But most of the time when I ask people, their first response will be, trusted friends. And from your discussion here, it is not bad to have those friends, but your priority, or your focus should be first having that strong relationship, with God, and then everything else will be in place. And I believe that is a very it's a very, very good thing to to know that
Yes.
your relationship with God has been able to help you,
Mhm.
in sustaining. And the follow-up question I have with that is, what is the role of friends when it comes to you coping with uncertainties of life? I know that may not have been part of the question,
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
does friends play a role in you, helping you to cope?
Yes. Well, friends play a role helping you to cope.
Mm.
Friends might lead you the
Mm.
wrong way,
Mm.
and friends might also destroy you
Mm.
if you don't have the right friends group.
Mm.
So we all need a best friend. This is why we all have to have a best friend in our life,
Mm-hmm.
because that best friend should be someone that you trust,
Mm-hmm.
someone that you can open up to.
Mm.
But some friends, when you open up to them, instead of helping, they make the
Mm.
situation worse.
Yeah.
So you will rely on friends sometimes, like I said, most of the time,
Mm.
for your physical
Aspect.
aspect of things. If your friend is a spiritual person,
Mm.
that is good, because they can lead you.
On both
They
sides.
may not help you, but they will lead you. And it is up to you.
Mm.
So sometimes we believe that, oh, my friends might help me. Your friends can only lead you. It
Mm.
is up to you to take the decision,
Mm.
to make that decision. So your friends are there to either guide you or destroy you. So
Yes.
your friends will lead you,
Mm.
but you have to be prepared to remove yourself from that situation. Because in any situation that you are faced with, when you are prepared to leave that situation, you have to have an exit plan. So without that exit plan, you are stuck, even with your friends around.
And now this is just a yes or no answer that I want to ask. Do you have a best friend?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's a very good one. I don't want to ask who the person is, but I can use my imagination, and I may be right or wrong. But we leave it there. And I want to ask this question because that's the focus of our discussion today. I know there may be many, but maybe just two or even one. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in life? That is one aspect. And then how did you go about overcoming those challenges? The challenge, and then how did you overcome? How did you manage? How were you able to get through that?
That's true. Thank you for that. I've had lots of challenges, Joshua. There's so many, but I can say one thing about myself. Naturally, I am a calm person.
Calm person, yeah.
I'm very, very calm. Like I do not like any situation to just overcome me. I'm very paused. I compose myself very well in the time of situation. But what happens to a person as such is that they die on the inside.
Yeah.
Because you do not talk to people much. So you go inside and you basically just
you keep everything to
keep
yourself.
everything to yourself. And when it bursts out, it bursts out. So one of my biggest challenge that I've ever had was when I lost my older sister, because she was my role model. She was the person that I will call, speak to, run to when I'm in trouble. Because she has always stood up for us, regardless of anything. She is like our mother. Like our mother gave birth to her, but the impact that my sister had on me, I don't know if anybody else have ever had that impact in my life. So losing her was a very, very difficult time for me. That's one of them. That's just one of it. I don't know how much time we've got, but I'm going to tell you
take your time.
how much she meant to me. When my sister passed, I used to sit in my lounge room and I would turn all the lights off and I would sit in the dark and ask her to appear to me. That's how much when she was gone, that's how it felt to me. I asked her to appear. Like, just show some, just move the curtains, just do something.
That you are with me, that you are here, that assurance.
Yeah. But guess what? Nothing happens. Because I was believing in the dead. When the dead is gone, it's the dead. You got to let it go. So eventually, finding Christ has actually taught me that let the dead bury the dead. You have to let them go. The memories will live on, but you have to let them go. I have not forgotten my sister. I have not forgotten all the good things. But I know that she's in a better place. So I'm no longer hurt. That's one part of it. But I came through by having a relationship with God again. The second most one was my marriage. I don't know. I want to be really careful because I don't want to bash anybody. And I want to ruin anybody's reputation. But I can say to you that it was a very difficult marriage. It was something that was being done to you repeatedly. Even though you spoke about it, even though you try, you talk, but there was still no changes.
No change or improvement.
Nothing. It was just ongoing. The more you speak, the worse it got. So those are the things that were difficult for me. And then within that process, having children. But this is why when you ask me what it's like to have 4 children, and I say it just depends, because instead of those children bringing me hurt and setback, they were my joy. Because those children taught me something that I didn't know. They taught me love. So the love for them was natural. See? So that's why having children was never a difficult thing for me. Having twins still wasn't difficult for me because they taught me love from a humanly point of view.
Yeah.
They taught me true love. But overcoming this situation, it did not happen overnight.
Yeah.
It took years. It took plenty of time. It took wounds. Yeah, it took me a whole lot. I've been to one place like a roller coaster, one place after another, one situation after another. Yeah. I had a relationship with God, but I did not have a deeper relationship with God. I understand that God said that it's not going to be easy, that we will endure suffering. But you know, as Christians, sometimes, especially when you become Christian, you feel that I trust God and everything is just going to be easy.
Okay. Yep.
It will just be okay. I'll just talk to Him 1 or 2 times and it will be okay.
Yep.
But sometimes I say to God, thank you. Now I say to Him, thank you for the province. Thank you for making me to go through
all this,
all of these things, because I wouldn't have been the person
that
I am now. I wouldn't have taken my time to talk to God. I wouldn't have taken my time to understand who this great man is. Sometimes we say we are Christian, we just speak on the surface. We never go deep. But going deep can actually save your life. And I'm here today, it's because I went deep through the help. Let me say, through the help of the church called Cross Purpose Church. I went deeper and had that relationship with God.
I almost shed tears. Like we are sitting down, and I know, like you just sort like pointed out just two of the many challenges. Before I go to that, I just want to say, like, not because we are sitting down here, but I've seen you over the years. It's been 6 7 years. Like you are, when I talked earlier in my introduction, that you are an inspiration, you are a source of encouragement. That was not just because of the show, because of whatever, but this is words that are coming from my heart, and I know because having gone through all this, I see you the way you talk to other women. I see you how you have been a source of encouragement to many, and it takes like a leader, someone with great like that sees things from a different perspective to do that. Because how can I be going through this and be a source of encouragement, give hope to other people? But it's very good that you talk about your relationship with God, and maybe you have one or two other things that to add on that. How were you able to overcome some of these challenges? I know you already spoke about your relationship with God, but is there anything else that you want to add on that?
I think one of the main issue why I struggled the most was when, like I said, my sister had passed away. Do you mind if I have a drink?
Yeah, you go on, please, for us to have a drink.
Thank you. I think I struggled the most because my sister passed away. So I couldn't really speak to my mentor, and I was lonely here. I didn't have any family member. Okay, so when I had issue, I was always afraid of coming out
and talking about it
to talk to anybody, because sometimes, like I said, not to ruin anybody's reputation, sometimes people can be brutal. Sometimes people just want to listen and learn what's going on in your life
and not be involved,
but not help you in any other way, but maybe just to take it and spread it around and tarnish both party reputation. Because I've spoken to a few people regarding that, and I've seen the result of it. So another thing was my mother. I can tell you that my mother, she was a blessing for me. My friend was a blessing for me, like I said, physically. That lady did everything. A friend, she was like a sister to me. She did a lot for me. She did a lot for me physically. She was there for me when I needed her. She was always there for me, that support. That lady, when I gave birth to my twins, one of them was unwell. She used to suffer from bronchitis. So at night, she's hyperventilating. She's not okay. And I'll ring that lady at night to come, leave her house, and come and sleep with my kids while I take my daughter to the emergency. And she will make herself available for that.
Wow.
So that's why she is my best friend, because she made that
Yeah,
sacrifice for me.
she's
She
been there.
definitely was
She's been
there
there.
for me.
Yeah.
She's one of the person who had been there for me a lot, who had helped me through. But the healing part, mostly physically, my mother. She played a very, very important part in that, especially her being present in Australia
In
here.
Australia, yeah.
It makes the difference.
Of course, yeah.
She was able to lead me from her experience. She was able to lead me the right way, show me what it's like, and also, most importantly, tell me how important I am, how much I should love myself. Because when I love myself, I wouldn't allow anybody to hurt me.
To look down on you. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so my mother and my friend, few other friends, but those two people that I actually named were the most in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it's very good to know the impact or the role played by your friend and most especially your mom, because most of the time we hear, of course, everyone's experience is completely different, but I'm really like blessed to hear that your mom has played that important role in your life and help you to understand yourself, knowing, valuing yourself. Now I want to ask you this question. Maybe someone may be in the similar situation that you've been through, maybe your the passing away of a loved one, someone that you look up to, someone that you hold dearly, that you love, passing away, or maybe it may be marital issue, or maybe other challenges, watching you today. And what advice will you give them, like in terms of how they can hold on, how they can be strong, to work through whatever challenges that they may be going through?
That's very good.
Yeah.
I like to say to anybody out there, if you are going through any difficulty, any problem, first thing first, look to God. I like the Bible verse. That's my favorite Bible verse. The Bible verse that say in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, say, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding.
Yep.
Because the way we understand things is different. Because the word tells us that do what makes you happy. And not everything that you do will actually make you happy or is good for you.
Yep.
So if you are out there and you are going through any difficulty, you need to have a relationship with God. But first thing first, you need to check yourself. Check your surrounding. Who do you have around you? Those people that are around you, can they help you?
Wow.
Can they be a help to you? Will they guide you in the right place? They may be your childhood friend, they may be your best friend, but are they the kind of person
that you need
at that point in time? Do you think? Because everyone that is going through a situation wants to come out. Do you think that person can help you get out of that situation? If not, you will have to eventually decide whether that friend is important to you or getting out of the situation is important. So you have to let one go. The person cannot be your enemy, but they are not the person that you need within that time. So what my advice to you would be that wherever you are, don't hold back. Speak to someone. Always seek help. But most especially, if you are in a community, whatsoever church it is, try and associate yourself with the right people.
Like-minded people.
Go to church if possible. Read the Bible. I know some people say, oh, I read the Bible in my house and I listen to preaching, but sometimes we understand it differently. If you can bear me witness, there's sometimes that back in the days you read the Bible, the way you understood it is different from what you are right now.
Completely.
Yeah. So you actually need to be somewhere where somebody understands it even more better, and the both of you can fellowship and share. and
Yeah.
then eventually you can remove yourself from in that situation.
Mm.
But one thing that people do that I really think that it hurts, it destroys them more,
Mm.
is that they leave their house with the problem.
Mm.
Okay? There's a saying that say hurt people hurt other
Other
people.
people. Mm.
It doesn't have to be like that. Because I'm hurt, I don't have to make somebody feel
The
the
same
way I
pain.
feel.
Mm.
If I want to experience God's blessing, I have to show love to someone.
Yeah.
Because it's also say treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
If you are hurt, you don't hurt other people.
People.
You treat them with love.
Love.
In returns, you
Yeah,
get
you get
love.
love. Yeah.
So that is my advice to you is that take one thing, one step at a time.
Mm.
Find yourself, put yourself with the right people. Like you said previously, like-minded people.
Mm.
Find a church,
Mm.
find an exit plan. Without that exit plan, you're gonna remain stuck in that one circle.
Mm.
And eventually it will suck you in.
Mm.
And then that's how people come up with depression and all of those
Mm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't bring your anger out of the house. Come outside with that loud mouth.
Mm.
Show love, smile.
Mm.
That's why you say always, how do you deal with those things?
Yeah.
Me leaving my house and coming out doesn't mean that I do not have problem at home.
Mm.
My problem is my problem.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it
Mm.
at the right time.
Yeah.
But it is nobody should be responsible for my problem. I
Mm.
shouldn't take my problem and
And
place
put
it
it
on
on people.
somebody
Yeah.
because somebody might need me within that moment and I come
Mm.
up with my anger and I'm going to destroy that person.
Mm.
So that's two persons down. I'm destroyed and I've destroyed the next person next to me.
Mm.
I'm angry at everybody in my surrounding. It's not good for the children. It's not good for the community.
It's
It's
not
not
good.
good for yourself
Mm.
because you haven't let yourself go. You haven't forgiven anything. You just keep everything inside
Mm.
and let out your frustration on people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and I believe it's very beneficial to our viewers there. And thank you for these kind words and the advice that you've shared with people. A lot has been shared here, today on this show. I will really want to know, you are a strong woman. I really want to know your source of inspiration and motivation, because for someone that have been through a lot of things, like what keep you going, what's your source? I know you already mentioned at the beginning your children are an inspiration to you, but is there something else that serve as a source of inspiration and a motivation that keep you going?
Like you said again, when I look back,
Mm.
I always want to be an example to my children.
Mm.
I don't want them to live the life that I lived earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be an inspiration to the community.
Mm.
So they are one of my inspiration. One.
Wow. Yeah.
Two, I've always said it. I cannot do anything without God right now
Mm. Mm.
because I may be talking more about God, but there is something
Ah,
about having. There's something about making God your best friend.
mm.
Yeah, if
Mm.
you're making your best friend,
Yeah.
life gets easier. It doesn't mean there is no problem.
Mm.
So that's where I've got my inspiration from. I sit down sometimes, I go through the Bible, and
Mm.
I find inspiration in there, and I find my purpose on earth.
Mm.
And I realize that being angry,
Mm.
being upset, sitting at home being depressed, being
S-
anxious,
mm.
it's not going to do anything for
Nah.
me.
Nah.
What will you choose? Someone has given you happiness.
Mm.
He said, bring your burden unto me,
Unto me. Yeah.
and I will give you rest. You find rest. You find peace.
Mm.
You find joy. Will you choose anxiety over joy?
Mm.
So that's where I got my inspiration from. Every day, I know my purpose. I know His promises for
Mm.
me. There is no situation that is going to tie me
Mm.
down.
Down. And that's sorry to interrupt you. There's nothing wrong like with you talking much about God. As you know, like this show is all about inspiring purpose and giving hope to humanity. And this is all Christian based, and all the content that we share on this show is about inspiring people through the word of God and giving hope. As you can see, the world around us is dying. We need to restore that hope. And thank you very much for sharing that. Now, on the lighter note, we've come from afar.
Yeah.
We've come from afar. On the note of your relationship with God, what's your favorite worship song, and
Well,
why does it like resonate with you?
I've got lots of favorite worship songs. I've got a lot,
Yeah.
but there's one that I love
Mm.
called "The Same God."
Mm.
He is the same God yesterday,
Mm.
today,
Mm.
and forever. I think it's for elevate worship.
Mm.
It's elevation worship or something. It's called the same God.
Mm.
Like he never changes.
Mm.
Yeah. No matter the situation, no matter the problem,
Mm.
God is the same God. That's just one of them. There is
Mm.
so many.
Mm.
Every year, you
You get
create
inspired.
your
Yeah.
songs
Yeah. Yeah.
about what happened in your life.
Mm.
So every year it changes,
Mm-hmm.
but that song has been one of my songs for this year.
Mm.
He is the
The
same
same
God.
God.
He never
The same God.
changes.
He's the same indeed. He has
Yeah,
never changed, in and out of every season. He's
he
always
is the
there.
same.
And I believe I'm not a singer, so I think I know the song.
Yeah,
It talks about
he's
he's
the
with you in every
he's
season.
it says
Yeah.
it says he's the God. You're talking about a God of Mary.
Yeah.
The one that have favor on the people.
Mm.
Talking about the God of Moses
Mm.
that gave Moses the authority to split the Red Sea.
Yeah.
We are talking about a God of Daniel,
Mm.
the God the one that saved him in the lion den,
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
who he gave the power to
Mm.
destroy Goliath.
Mm.
So if he can give that power to David,
Yeah.
if he can have favor on Mary,
Yeah.
if he can give the authority to Moses to
Mm.
open the Red Sea,
Mm.
he's the God that will favor me
Mm.
and he will give me power over any situation. That's what I love that song.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And lastly, this is the last question for today. This is not the end. I hope to have you on another occasion. But for today, what is one of your proudest achievement? I know you may have many, but like the one whenever you think about it, it brings smile and joy to you. Like one of your proudest achievement.
There's few. There is one
Mm.
this year,
Mm.
but I haven't fully completed, so I'm just gonna leave it yet
Mm.
until
Mm.
until I'm there.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, it's where I am now.
Mm.
The
How
old
far
me
you have
has
come.
gone.
Mm.
The fact that I've thrown the old me out and I've brought the new me.
Mm.
When I say brought the new me, I knew me from the very initial stage,
Mm.
who I was from the very beginning.
Mm.
But life situation got
Of
into
course.
the way
Yeah.
and it interrupted the person that I was. Because
Mm.
I'll tell you something, and maybe I'll be going back. I will tell
No,
you
no, no, it's
something.
okay. Take
Do you
your
know
time.
my name? My name is Abigail, right?
Mm. Mm.
But as a younger child,
Mm.
I used to be called Fatu.
Mm.
Okay? My name is still Fatu. But I can remember one day I was sitting in the lounge and my dad was sitting on his computer, on his stepbrother, not computer, his
Mm.
stepbrother.
Yeah.
And he called me for amongst my friends. And he says to me, I've got a name for you. And I said, what's the name? He said, I'm going to call you Abigail.
Mm.
And then as I never understood it, but as I grew older, I looked in the book, and
Mm.
Abigail
The meaning.
means father's joy.
Mm.
So I'm playing with my friends.
Mm.
So I know my dad saw something in me. That's why he looked at me. He said,
Call you
Fatu
Abigail.
is good, but I know that there is something that's within this young woman
Mm.
that she will bring out. And then when he named me that name, Abigail,
Mm.
everything that happened in my life goes directly to that name.
Mm.
That's how it was. So it's like he understood everything. He saw everything in me. I was that kid growing up. I can tell you now, Joshua, a lot of kids tell lies. I
Mm.
can boldly sit here and tell you,
Mm.
I can't remember me telling lies.
Mm.
Never. Never told lies. I
Mm.
never received any whipping from my
Mm.
parents.
Mm.
Even though they beat all of my siblings, I never received any whipping from both my mother and my
Mm.
dad and
Mm.
whosoever that I was with. Never received any beating from them.
Mm.
But life circumstances got into the way and it
Mm.
created something in me,
Angel, a different person.
a different person.
Mm.
And I have removed that person
Mm.
from me. And I am who God said I will be on this earth. So
That's I would say a very big
yeah,
amen to that. I would
yeah,
say a very big amen
yeah.
to that.
So that is one of the greater achievements who I have become, by taking away those things that didn't bring glory to God, those things
Mm.
that brought in anxiety or depression or hurt. I've removed those things and I've become me right now. So that's my biggest
Wow.
achievement.
And I think that's the best you can, because you can acquire a degree today, a
It
degree will
doesn't
go,
matter.
but
It doesn't matter.
rediscovering yourself, your true self, most especially the person that God intends for you to be,
Yeah,
is the best.
it's the
Because
best.
in that, your purpose is, and you've already been serving that purpose where you bringing joy to many.
Yeah,
You are a source of inspiration, including me sitting down here.
yeah.
And well, that's all we have for you today. And I want to really, really take this time to say a very big thank you to you,
Yeah.
you know, for you being vulnerable, being open, and being willing to share with our audience. And I truly appreciate. As I mentioned earlier, this is not the end.
Yeah.
I would like to get to know more and be a source of blessing to many more that are out there that are, you know, watching or listening to us today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, before we end, I just like to say too, thank you very much. You may feel that I'm an inspiration, but I want to say you are a bigger inspiration to me as well. And I really hope and pray that God continue to inspire the person that you are, and also your beautiful wife. I hope that God continue to inspire the both of you, because I watched the both of you grow as well. And the only thing you ever wish for is, I want my child to do the same. And just looking at the both of you, you are a reflection that any child that wants to be in the things of God or wants to grow up to become a successful person will take that path. So you can educate a child and give them the best knowledge, but if they are not following the right path, all of those things can go to waste.
Yeah.
So you are an inspiration as well. So I want to say thank you for being an
Thank you
inspiration.
very much. Thank you. I feel honored and I feel blessed right now. But I'm truly honored to have you. Thank you very much to our viewers. Stay connected on our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube. We truly appreciate you. Until next time, stay safe and be blessed.
Bye.